The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
I'm Judge Lytton Mandrake, and on behalf of the council, welcome. In any fellowship, you need someone you can trust. Someone to be there, always and for anything. A soulmate. Well, my soulmate is Senator Ames Leverett, class of '72.
Gentlemen, you've been arranged in pairs, soulmates. Each soulmate was chosen to complement the other and to accept responsibility for the other.
Our membership, like life, has its pleasures, its hardships, and sometimes its pain. But unlike life, the connection between you is eternal. Let this seal the bond between you. Be silent as you endure. Well done. Gentlemen, put on your watches. With the council as your witnesses, you have now become soulmates.
And now, gentlemen, the rules.
We live by the rules, we die by the rules.
Read your rule book. There's a rule for every possible situation. Guard the key to our entry and your rule book as you would guard your own lives. Most important, remember, our rules supersede those of the outside world. A skull above any other.
A skull above any other.
In America, connections are everything. It is secret societies that provide the highways which grant members lifelong access to the dark corridors of power. Skull and Bones is one such network, emanating from a temple tomb at Yale University and stretching all the way up to George W. Bush himself.
It was part of the Jonathan Edwards folklore that on the April evening following tap night at Bones, if one could climb to the tower of Weir Hall, the odd castle that overlooks the Bones courtyard, one could hear strange cries and moans coming from the bowels of the tomb as the 15 newly tapped members were put through what sounded like a harrowing ordeal. Returning alone to my room late at night, I would always cross the street rather than walk the sidewalk that passed right in front of Bones. Even at that safe distance, something about it made my skin crawl.
Do you know how it all started out?
It's been established for, I think, about 150 years in New Haven by undergraduates and graduates of Yale University. 15 members are elected each year. Basically, personal relationships are the most important product of the years that you spend in relationship to the organization.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very personal experience.
If you were invited to join the tomb cult, you became part of the East Coast Anglo-Saxon elite, joining the Rockefellers, the Harrimans, and the Bushes.
Most people want to get along, to gain power and prestige. And they know the way to do that is to listen to the guy above you. So if someone, say, in Skull and Bones, calls people he knows, and these people know of the power of Skull and Bones, all it takes is a hint or a suggestion.
What we have here is a private network acting really in violation of the United States Constitution, infesting the White House, the National Security Council, the State Department, the Pentagon, the CIA, and other government institutions.
They swear to take care of each other's interests, and they do it. And when that in the normal conduct of life is probably okay, but when one of them becomes president of the United States, it's time to ask questions. What have you sworn to do for your brothers? And what interests are you pushing that are really on their agenda, not on the agenda of the American?
So the core, as you go through the early 20th century, is comprised of 15 or 20 families, partially from old line American families going back to the Pilgrims, and partially from money. banking money that came up through the late 19th century.
Membership of Skull and Bones seems to result in remarkable careers. Among its members are 3 presidents, a clutch of judges, CIA officials and various tycoons. George W. Bush has been asked about his membership of Skull and Bones.
Does it still exist? The thing is so secret that I'm not even sure it still exists. Record that as the most unusual question I've ever been asked in my entire political.
No family has produced more club members than the Bushes. 9 members of the clan, including Bush's father, the 41st president, are among its alumni.
Mr. President, are you a member of Skull and Bones? Leave the room.
Devotees are supposed to leave the room if the society's name is mentioned, in case they betray its secrets. Bush Sr.'s Skull and Bones name was Magog, the name given to the most sexually experienced bonesman. George W. is known as Temporary, since he was too lazy to change his initial name. Skull and Bones is just one of many secret societies scattered around the United States that still dominate the paths to power. In San Francisco, there is the men-only Bohemian Grove Club.
You have a group that sees itself as superior to all others within society. And I think that is the element which is carried over from Skull and Bones into these organizations, this superiority.
Are they done? No. There's all that tradition, and it has to be protected, and it has great wealth to protect. And how do they protect it? They'll find new means. They'll hold offices, they'll hold appointive offices and elective offices, and they will be in charge of huge amounts of money.